Can I please get some example of doppelgangers with literary merit? I need some examples for a project. Thanks.
All right, so doppelgangers, basically, so we can just discuss what a doppelganger is because Becca was asking
No
earlier.
idea.
Okay, so if I saw someone walking down the street and I thought, oh my gosh, it looks just like Becca, I would call you and I would say, I just saw your doppelganger.
Twin.
So basically, it's like a twin that isn't related to you. Okay, so that's just kind of like the basic definition of it.
So are we doppelgangers?
No, not really. No one's
Yeah.
going to mistake us for each other. But I actually alerted Luigi to one of his doppelgangers one point, and this person did really look just like him. So in literature, though, you're reading these things. You don't know exactly what they look like, so the author has to kind of tell you. You might get confused thinking this is the same thing as a literary device known as a foil. So let me tell you that they're kind of the same thing. A foil in fiction is a character who contrasts another character. Sometimes it's the antagonist and the protagonist. So if you're familiar with like A Separate Piece, that would be Jean and Finney. They're kind of opposites. But with doppelgangers, they have to be really similar. So some characters who are doppelgangers, they're going to tell you, the author's going to tell you these people look alike. A lot of times they're used for the effect of maybe teaching that main character a lesson. If you think about A Christmas Carol, Scrooge at one point sees himself as a younger person. Technically that's his doppelganger because it's him, but he learned something from that person. There is a character in an Edgar Allan Poe short story where the protagonist meets another character who looks just like him. They even have the same first name. The only difference about them is that one talks a different way than the other one does. And these doppelgangers are kind of used as kind of a haunting thing. Like it would be kind of creepy if you saw somebody that looked just like you. So consider that. But some other famous ones would be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Technically, again, they are the same person. So obviously they look alike, but the contrast there kind of shows us the difference. Those would also be foils. Another example, and I actually looked this one up and I found it kind of interesting. In Hamlet, back to Shakespeare, Hamlet's father comes back as a ghost. In the play, that's one of the only times that a character has been completely dead the whole time and is just a ghost. They're not a live person at all. The ghost of Hamlet's father can be seen as a doppelganger because he is very similar to Hamlet. He's giving him ideas. He basically plants the idea of revenge in his head. And it is this kind of use, Shakespeare uses this to kind of set up the plot around revenge. So you can probably see from the examples that I've used, doppelgangers are never really used to be happy, fun things, you know. It would be just like if you saw yourself walking down the street and you wondered, why does that person look just like me? I don't know why we're on my screen, sorry. But if you saw somebody that looked just like you, you would be kind of freaked out. So these in literary texts are typically used to kind of add that suspense or that scary element to it, okay? But know that phrase because it's used in a lot of television shows. Just another quick lesson, allusions are when we make references to other things from history or from literature, from anything. And I always talk about allusions as being like inside jokes. If you get the allusion, you get the joke. So I know that the word doppelganger is used on a lot of TV shows, so now that you know that, you kind of are in on the inside joke. All right?
I learned something today.
Good.
Thank you.
Excellent.